to start on more of a somber note today. I got a email from someone in Wisconsin, and this is nice that we're starting to build a little hockey. I mean, there's already a hockey community, but
Yeah.
a little community within the podcast where we can talk about um, anything that's affecting people from all over the place,
Right.
which is kind of nice. So, a tragic event has happened in Wisconsin. So I got just a random email the other day. I'm going to read it to you, and then we can just talk about it quick after. So this is what the email said. I'm reaching out to ask for assistance in spreading the word about a 13-year-old hockey player of mine who tragically passed away after being struck by a truck waiting for the bus on May 12th, 2023. I listen to the podcast and love the messages that they aren't always just about hockey, but about the broader message hockey helps to teach. Like the message about was it worth it in terms of, and he was referring to the clip about was it worth the investment in hockey. As a coach and parent of 3 hockey players, this moment in time is why I coach, to teach strength in times of massive adversity. I never thought my players would need it when they're 12 and 13. It was a message for when they are adults. I was lucky enough to coach her for 4 of the last 6 years, and her and her family have become close friends. We're a small club of 100 to 150 skaters in Reedsburg, Wisconsin. Hockey was her passion, and she had big dreams of playing college hockey. She had the drive and determination to make that dream a reality. What I'm asking is if it's possible you could use your depth of hockey contacts to spread the word out past our small town. I met with her parents tonight. I can leave the names out. And we discussed their plans with the money that has been raised. They have dreams as big as hers and want to build a new rink in town, which they could name after her. Our current rink is over 30 years old and running on borrowed time. I'm not asking for your company to personally donate, but just help spread the message. Hopefully you'll get to the right person to help this dream become a reality. Our hockey voice is small, and hopefully the size of your voice can help spread her story and her parents' goals to make sure she is forever tied to hockey. I'll include the website and additional link to the interview I was able to give to provide credibility for the cause for those who want to confirm this request is legitimate. Thanks for anything you can do to help spread the word. So, her name is Evelyn Gurney. Hopefully I'm saying the name. The name
is spelled G-H?
Gurney?
Yeah.
G-U.
Okay.
G-U-R-N-E-Y. Yeah. Evelyn. So 13 years old, hockey player that passed away. So shit, man. Yeah. Just shit. And these are the kind of things that remind you that it's about more than just hockey stuff. I'm having this reminded me of the Humboldt thing. The Humboldt Broncos, when that was like a big nationwide story. And this, maybe the scale of this, because it wasn't a full team, isn't the same. But these are kind of things that slip through the cracks that we could have never heard about this,
Yeah, so, like, I was just thinking about that. Like, when it's not you, it doesn't, like, it's not like it doesn't matter. But when it's not you, it doesn't affect you the same way. Another example of that was we had on Charlie's team, there was a couple kids that played, and I got to know a couple kids that played with the kid that the goalie, I forget his last name now, that played in Don Mills on the super team they had when they were the 04s. And you hear the story and you think it's tragic, but then when you actually hear the background of it, what happened, it's like, oh my God, it was obviously a brutal story. And then when you actually see how much it affects those kids and the families that were tied to them, because you forget about all that stuff, right? Like, maybe you don't forget, but when it's not your problem or your team or directly concerning you, it's like you can brush it aside a little bit. So I would say then this happens a lot, obviously. So so I think obviously if we can send out a link, how to do all that kind of stuff, and if anybody feels like they could help out, it would be great. I'm sure those people really appreciate it, and we'll do our job of sending it out.
Yeah, sure. The other one was it last year that Eli Palferman from the Air that passed away.
There's another one,
right. So like these stories happen, and it's just
directly with a lot of the kids a lot of the OHL kids, but a lot of the kids in the Kitchener Guelph area, Hamilton area that knew him very, very well, affected them very, very deeply. It happens. It's no good.
So this email was from Joe. His name's Joe, and he was the coach of that team. So as soon as I read it, I was like, yeah, for sure, we can talk about it. So I'm gonna add the links to the description of this episode, and then I'm gonna cut this as like a separate clip, and I'll attach the news the news article to it as well, so people can see. And I'll probably throw a couple pictures up uh, on the episode as well, on the video, so people can see it, because he sent me a follow up with a few pictures of her and whatever. So just a awful, tragic event, and definitely feeling for anybody that was affected, because these are the kinds of things that happen, man. And
Yeah.
it's nice to have the hockey community come and rally around some of these things when they happen, because nobody likes seeing this kind of stuff.